Hey, what is up, Internet? Kyle here, Slapshot Toys. And yes, I did say Slapshot Toys. And yes, I am going back to changing the channel to Slapshot Toys, only because I'm taking this whole kind of pandemic, worldwide crisis, all sports being canceled, no MLS, no soccer of any kind in the entire world, as a sign that I should have never changed it. And yeah, I'm just gonna run with it because honestly, that's what the channel was always meant to be, was a toy channel. And I'm still gonna do the Orange and Bruce FC, have a playlist entitled that under the Slapshot Toys banner, and I'll still use the logo and everything for those specific videos. But the channel is always meant to be toys, and that's what it should be. So that's what I'm gonna change it back to. So we're back to Slapshot Toys. Sorry for the 2 weeks of kind of craziness, but we're back. And today we're going to be doing another action figure review, and we're going to be taking a look at a Mezco, a 112 collective, and it is Pennywise from It. So I've actually had this figure for a couple weeks now, and it's phenomenal, so I cannot wait to show that to you. There's a ton of awesome detail, ton of awesome accessories, and I'm so happy to add this to my horror collection. So let's not delay those details any further. To the light box!
And here's Pennywise out of the packaging, and he looks so sinister and evil. He looks phenomenal in my opinion. The thing I think that strikes me the most about this figure is the tailored outfit. There are so many seams and folds and creases and fabrics. This just is a work of art in every sense of the word, in my opinion, and I'm absolutely blown away by it. And I cannot wait to show you the suit in more detail, but the first thing we are going to show you is going to be the accessories that Pennywise does come with. So first up is going to be the standard Mezco 112 base that we get with all 112 figures. As you can see, it's just a nice circular base. It does have the nice It logo right there, and it does have a foot peg for Pennywise. Now this one is insanely reflective, as you can kind of see all my lights here on the light box, so it's kind of washing out the colors, but this is a really nice blood red in the It logo. Looks very, very nice. My only kind of complaint about these is they are so reflective and glossy that, as you can kind of see, like, I cleaned this off 3 times before I did this recording, and there's already fingerprints and dust all over it. So yeah, these things you have to clean quite a bit to make them look really nice, but these are really nice bases. And also going with the base, we are given the little crane, I guess that's what I call it, dynamic holder that you get with all Mezco 112s. So you've seen it a million times, but you get one with Pennywise as well. Now taking a look at the actual accessories that go with the Pennywise figure, Mezco's given us 4 full sets of hands. So we have these open hands, these like kind of grabbing claw hands, we have these monster claw hands, and we have 2 accessory hands, one that's just kind of like a normal stoic, like open kind of, I don't know, position, and we have the balloon holding accessory hand. And taking a closer look at these gloves, these things look fantastic with the amount of detail that they have, all the stitching, everything there on the back. I really like the weathering effect that they did, especially here on the inside, that make them look really worn, really dirty. I think that looks fantastic. Just get some really nice detail on them. And then probably my favorite out of this whole set is obviously going to be the monster hands, and these things look immaculate with how much detail they were able to put there on the back of the fingers. And then you just have a lot of really cool work with there with the ripping of the gloves and that really nice kind of alien, I don't know, flesh that looks all glossy and wet and just nasty. I think it looks really cool, and you just get a lot of really nice little details there in the ripping on the bottom. And then you do get this kind of balloon holding hand, which does have a little circle there molded on in between the thumb and the pointer finger, and then you just kind of slip the balloon, which we'll look at here in a second. And this actually is pretty cool. Not really a whole lot of much detail. It actually reminds me of like the balloons that they used to put on birthday cakes back in the 80s when I was a kid. And yeah, it's exactly what it looks like. They just repurposed it for this figure. And then you have a really nice kind of wire here. Just kind of feels like a, I don't know, it's a little, I don't know, metal rod. And then you just slide that right in the little molded hole, and then it will hold the balloon. And you can slide it up and down depending on where you want the balloon to be at in relation to with Pennywise. So really nice little accessory there that we can have for a displaying option. And then the other options that we are given are, we are given Georgie's severed arm. This looks, I mean, kind of morbid, but pretty cool. As you can see the bone and all the bloody flesh and everything right there. Some nice blood effects there on the back. Not really, some freckles and stuff here on the skin tone. Everything else looks pretty nice. Not a whole lot of detail, but it looks pretty nice for, you know, a severed arm that from a kid. And then we are also given the SS Georgie. So that's really nice to get the nice little kind of detailing with the written SS Georgie there on the paper boat, and just some nice weathering and detail effects on that. So that looks pretty good. The only thing about this accessories, I really don't, other than just like laying it at Pennywise's feet, I really don't know. I guess you can put it in maybe one of the hands, but I don't really know how you're going to display it other than just kind of laying it on the base. And of course I say I don't know how to pose the paper boat with Pennywise, and then I come up with this little pose. So yeah, no, you can definitely put that in a hand and get a really cool pose out of it. And then we are also given the isometric painting. So as you can kind of see, it does change depending on what angle you're looking at it. So there, it's just a normal kind of face. And then here you have the evil grinning Pennywise. So I thought that was a nice little touch. And then obviously like all like the detailing there in the frame looks pretty good. So yeah, not a bad little accessory. And now the stars of the show as far as accessories go, and that is the 4 immaculate head sculpts. Each one of these, kind of taking a look at them. This is probably my least favorite of the 3. It's not bad. It's just, I don't know, it's just a standard kind of look of Pennywise here. And there's just so much detail there of all the wrinkles and everything, creases in the forehead. The hair looks insane with how much orange and like the dark burnt orange that they put. The paintwork and everything, and the detail just looks phenomenal. And like I said, and this one is just my least favorite just because of like the, I don't know, just the straight on face, no real emotion, just kind of, I don't know, piercing into your soul eyes that it has. Looks cool, but just not as sinister as the other 3. So I like the other 3 a little bit more. The next one, I don't know if this is my favorite one or not. And the reason I like this one so much is because of the grin and the eyes. So you can see here, it's just got like that, I don't know, like that really sinister, evil grin, and those eyes are just soul piercing to the point where it's kind of creepy to have on my shelf. And if you just lean it forward, you just get that really evil look, and it just looks so good on this figure. Just so much amazing detail. And then these are the little bit more kind of, I don't know, more aggressive ones. And I love this one because of the grin. The eyes are a little bit kind of, I don't know, not cross-eyed, but like they're kind of bowing out. So it gives it that really kind of crazy look, but just that mouth and how much detail they were able to get in there, like with all the teeth and that small amount of space is just insane. And then again, you get like the really nice detailing there on the forehead. This is just crazy with how awesome these head sculpts are. But this is definitely one of my favorite ones. I pretty much am going back and forth between this one and this guy posing him. So yeah. And then the third one is the just flat out attack Pennywise. So you get the eyes again there, just kind of looking really crazy. You get so many layers of teeth there all throughout the mouth. It just looks fantastic. Get all the creases there on the side of the cheek and the neck. It just looks amazing. And yeah, they just absolutely nailed it to the point where I honestly have a very hard time, especially between these 3, of which one I'm going to pose on the figure at any given time. It's just, they're all phenomenal. And now taking a look at the star of the show himself, Pennywise. And like I said in my intro, the suit is probably what blew me away with this figure the most. Like the head sculpts are insanely amazing, but this suit with the amount of detail, especially like up here in the collar where you just get like this layered burlap, it just looks so insanely cool. I can't believe how much they got like all these folds and creases, and just all like the sewing and everything that must have went into this is just crazy. And then if you come down here on this, like on the sleeves, you just get this like really nice bunched up fabric. Almost has like that Renaissance kind of look to it. Just looks so insanely cool. And then like on the actual torso of the figure, you get all this seam work. They did use like a very nice burlap kind of material. So you get like this really nice kind of texture all throughout. You do have these like little 3, I don't know what else to call them other than like the pom-poms from a craft store. Mine, as you can kind of see here, are kind of glued a little bit out of line. Not a huge deal. Like when I first got it, I was trying to move one over, but I'm afraid I'm gonna actually rip one off. I mean, I'm sure I could re-glue it, but it's not a huge deal. And honestly, I'm trying to remember in the movie, I don't remember if they were actually all sewn on perfectly or not, but it just gives a nice little kind of chaotic look to it, I think. And then you get this like really nice roping here along like the torso. Just looks, I can't believe, I'm just blown away with how much detail they actually got in this thing. And then like same coming over here, you get like those nice little kind of folds and creases on the biceps, the forearms. Once again, you get this like really nice layering effect. It looks really cool. Coming down to the cuffs, you get that really nice kind of, I don't know, frayed effect all throughout. That looks, I think, really cool. Same with like the little under, I don't want to call this a belt, but you know, like right over there, like underneath the torso, looks really cool. Coming to the back, you do get this like really nice kind of braid right here. I think that looks very nice. More of the nice burlap texture down here, and then you come down the legs. Once again, you get that kind of Victorian Renaissance look here, and the bagginess right around the thighs, and then the actual legs itself once again have that nice kind of folding and creasing all throughout, and then you have the nice cuffs with that fraying effect there at the ankles. And then the shoes, I think, look really nice as well. You get that nice kind of black and white little clown shoes design. You get some stitch work there. You get the nice like little actually molded plastic pom-pom right there. You get the laces. Just some really amazing detail. And then not a whole lot, just basic black flat paint there at the bottom. And now taking a closer look at the articulation on Pennywise, and honestly, this is probably one of the better articulations I've seen on a Mezco figure, and I think it's because the suit is so kind of loose that it allows a lot of free-flowing movement with the joints, which is very nice. So the head movement actually does depend on which head sculpt you have, because some of the more stoic and natural ones don't have this longer hair coming down towards the neck, so they can actually pivot a little bit more, but it does pivot left and right, so that's a fairly decent amount of motion. Can look back a fairly decent amount, and he can look forward a really good amount as well, and then obviously it does swivel, and it will swivel all the way around, but the only issue is it does pull that collar, as you kind of saw there, just a little bit. Now, as far as the arms, they go out a really good amount. Like I said, there's just so much loose fabric in here. I don't feel like I'm going to damage it at all, and then I can put it in these really nice dynamic poses. So yeah, I'm just really happy with this figure overall. There is a cut here at the bicep, so that does swivel. His elbows do bend, and they swivel as well. And then we also have just rotation and hinge up and down here on the hands. So really good movement here on the biceps. And like I said, I love that I can move this and not feel like I'm going to damage the suit at all. As far as the torso, there is a little bit of pivot here at the hips. He can go forward a fairly decent amount, and then he can go back a fairly decent amount as well. So yeah, so pretty good movement there. And then he is hinged here at the torso, so that does rotate. That's probably the only thing. Actually, this is two separate pieces, so yeah, I don't even mind doing that either. And then as far as the legs, he can do pretty much the full splits, and there's no pulling here at all, once again, because it's really nice, loose, bunched up fabric. There is a cut up here at the upper thigh, so that does rotate. His knees are double jointed, and because of loose fabric, once again, and I'm just kind of repeating that, but there's just a ton of movement. You can basically go kick his butt on there, so really nice movement there. And then as far as the feet, they do rotate, and this is probably the only thing that I have an issue with as far as limited articulation, is that they really can't move much more than that. So there's very limited articulation here at the ankle, and there is no ankle pivot. So that is going to do it for my review of the Mezco 112 Collective It Pennywise figure. As I said throughout this review, I am absolutely in love with this figure. I think Mezco did a phenomenal job on everything. The accessories are really cool. The head sculpts are amazing to the point where I can't decide which one I am going to pose it with. He is so easy to pose because of the amazing articulation and just the way the suit allows the articulation to move, and that detailed suit is just unbelievable. There's so many posing options. There are so many different things that you can do with this figure. I highly, 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 highly recommend it. I know he is a little bit more than standard Mezcos, so I think like Freddy and Jason run in the $70, $80 range. He is $100, but honestly, with the detailing in the suit and how much love and care they put into this Pennywise, I think he is worth every penny. If you are even a slight fan of horror movies and you definitely want to add this to your collection. He is so creepy sitting on my shelf. I absolutely love it, and I cannot recommend it enough. So once again, that is going to do it for this review. I want to thank you guys so much for checking out these videos. It means the world to me that you guys are actually watching them. If you are new to the channel, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, I'm going to be doing a ton more reviews, as I have a bunch more figures I haven't reviewed yet during this quarantine. I'm also working on quite a few more Lego build and review videos, so definitely be on the lookout for that. If you have a question or comment regarding this Pennywise figure or It Chapters 1 and 2 or any horror, anything in general, love talking to you guys, so leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you guys like this video, give me a big thumbs up. If you guys didn't, give me a big thumbs down. Love you guys either way, and that is going to do it for me. So thank you guys once again so much for checking out this video, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.